It's really raining cats and dogs out there.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to episode 35 of Yapville. We're your hosts, Taryn and Amanda.
We're here on this rainy Sunday.
Rainy Sunday day. And it is May 25th in upstate New York, and it's been nothing but fucking freezing outside and rainy.
I'd rather be fucking freezing than fucking sweltering.
Yeah, I want the sunshine on my skin. Oh, our National Grid bill was only $170 this month because we haven't had to use heat or AC.
I'm on a budget plan, so mine's always the fucking same.
It's so hot.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I'm on a budget plan. Okay, guys.
It's really coming down out there.
Oh my gosh, Amanda just opened her lip gloss and went to use, like, the wrong part of lip gloss, the tube on her. Let's just make everyone watch us put lip gloss on.
This is my e.l.f. lip oil.
This is my e.l.f. lip oil. Okay, guess we had the same thing. Yours is, like, clear, though. Mine's mauve. Mauve. I can't sound like an indie singer.
Murph.
Marv. I look like a monster trying to put on this
This is
lip gloss.
ASMR. Tell me, guys, is this ASMR? Yeah. We're being extra vulgar.
Oh my god, naughty girls.
Clutch your pearls. So, how is everybody?
What have you guys done since we've been gone for a week? Depending on when you listen to us last. I hope by the time this episode comes out, it's summer and not 50 degrees and rainy.
I like the rain, so.
I got a Kindle for my birthday, like I said in the last episode, and I hooked up the Libby app, and I have like 2 library accounts hooked up to it. And silly little me, the Communist Manifesto isn't at a library. Why the fuck would it be? Why would I think that? I'm trying to read the Communist Manifesto on my Kindle because I have the hard copy, but your girl's got dyslexia, and it's really hard for me to read when the font isn't Bionic.
Yeah.
So I have to buy it. I go buy my Communist Manifesto ebook.
I feel like I'm just not a big reader.
I fucking love reading, but like sitting down looking at like a physical book is really hard for me. The Kindle is like such a game changer because you can just throw it open and look at it, and it's like where you left off, and if you want to read in bed at night and the lights are off, it's like backlit.
I remember when I was younger and we had to do summer reading, I would actually
I never did it.
Scream and cry and throw a temper tantrum.
Same, kind of.
Like, I would, like, scream into my pillow.
I remember when we'd have to write those essays, I would, like, read the back of the book and try to write an essay.
Same. Oh, yeah, footnotes were, like, my best friend.
Yes, that was what it was.
Spark Notes.
Remember, like, all the old websites? Like, remember Iconator?
Yeah.
What's that other one where you built the dolls?
Oh, like, a ton. There was, like, a ton of different websites that you could do that.
What was, like, the popular one?
I don't remember. But those little dolls that you can build, oh, my, they were so iconic.
They looked like Bratz dolls on the computer.
Being in school now must be awesome because there's AI for everything.
Oh my god, no, it's kind of scary. Remember, like, AIM profiles?
I miss AIM. Bring it back.
I know. I miss the way messages. Would the top of your AIM profile be, like, email lyrics and then ... and then the bottom ...
The finish of the email lyrics?
Yes.
Yeah, my away messages.
Always.
I miss the fucking sound of logging on my computer and hearing the door opening.
That wasn't a good impression.
Oh. Bring back AIM. We haven't had a good, like, messaging system since.
Social media has changed the game, girl.
Bring back MySpace, too.
Bring back... Give me my fucking log into MySpace because I lost all my pictures.
I deleted my MySpace and I made a Facebook. I'm so stupid. I wish I didn't do that.
I remember I, like, logged out of my MySpace, couldn't remember the password. Now MySpace is gone forever. But I, like, made my profile picture Snooki or something when I was done with Facebook. I don't know why. And I couldn't see any of my fucking pictures. And I had all, like, my scene queen pictures on there.
Actually, give me my photo bucket, because that probably has some good
Oh my
shit
god.
in there.
Alyssa has her photo bucket.
No fucking way.
Yeah. And I feel like she gave it to me like years ago, and I was looking and I found a bunch of good pictures.
I wish I can access the pictures. I erased all the pictures of me from when I was a scene girl. So no one really knows how truly scene I was. I've tried explaining it to Edwin. I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, I was like in there.
It was never a phase.
I was a scene girl my whole life. My boyfriend gets his car here tomorrow.
So by the time this comes out, he'll have had it for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Approximately 2 or 3.
His nice ass car that I'm gonna be driving. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
We have a special guest on the podcast today.
Yeah, if you're watching the video, this is my baby. Her name is Gigi. Oh, she's so sweet. Oh, I love my baby G. It's getting harder for us to talk in the beginning of the episodes because in order for us to not get burnt out, we're not recording every week. We're like just recording 2 or 3 episodes at a clip. So maybe this week we won't yap as much in the beginning. And you guys can give us feedback on what you like. Amanda says everyone loves the yapping, but...
Taryn doesn't like the yapping.
It's not that I don't like the yapping. I just feel like people who want to listen to this and don't know us are going to be like...
But that's the point, is to get to know us.
Yeah, I guess that's right. That's right. Good luck, Shirane. He really pictured them naked.
How do you like being a bang girl?
I like it. I feel like I have a new personality, which is like so corny, but...
Listen, I tried being a middle part girl my whole life. That's my villain origin story.
I think I just am a middle part girl. My hair keeps wanting to split down the middle.
I tried being a middle part girl for a very long time, and I went back to side bangs, and then I realized side bangs were like so millennial, and I don't want to be like considered one of those like cringe millennial people. So then I tried a middle part, or I went back to middle part. It just doesn't work. I just look bald. Wow, she's slaying.
How long have you had bangs for? Am I just so used to them?
I think you're just so used to them. But then I got on the straight across bang kick, and that has not done me wrong. But I will say they constantly want to curl this way, but...
I do like my bangs, but I'm like kind of happy it's not so hot out right now, because like on my birthday when I tried to do my bangs, I was literally like crying because it was so fucking hot getting ready. But I might grow them out and do like feathery bangs.
Cute. Yeah, my
I don't
hair's
know.
so thin that I can't do anything to it. So...
My hair's so thick that I just love love having like layers and having it wavy because it's so easy. It just air dries.
Must be fucking nice, you dumb bitch. I have like 2
It's the one thing about me I like.
I have like 2 strands of fucking hair in my head, but it's fine. And we're bleaching it all off again.
Grass isn't always greener on the other side, girl.
We're bleaching it all off, so I might come back in July with no hair. So if you see that, no, you didn't.
I really can't believe it's the end of May and we're wearing fucking hoodies right now.
I know, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Okay, I'm starting off this week with a story from RBI. Unexplained noises from around my house.
Love that.
Ooh. When I was around the age 11, I used to sneakily stay up until the early hours of the morning watching YouTube. Like, I'm talking until 5 a.m. One night, I remember hearing a strange clicking or a knocking noise that started around 1 or 2 a.m. The quality of the noise was what I could best describe as a tap shoes on wood, similar to this. And they link a video, so let me play it. It's someone tap dancing.
That's fucking scary.
However, the pattern of the noise was generally slow and moderate. Basically, it kind of sounded like someone was walking around wearing tap shoes. It would stop and start at times, sometimes only stopping for a few seconds, and sometimes a few minutes. I could not quite pinpoint where exactly it was coming from, but it definitely sounded like it was coming from outside, but I'm not 100% sure. Initially, I thought that it may be a hanging pot plant banging against the wall of the house, as we had a few of those outside. However, this does not add up for a few reasons. Firstly, it would have had it been quite windy to cause it to bang against the wall, and I have no recollection.
Recollection?
I have no recollection of it being.
Or is it recollection?
Recolletion.
I think it's recollection.
It's collection with the R-E in front of it.
Recollection. I don't know.
What type of podcast are we reading?
Yeah.
I have no reconciliation?
Oh, maybe that's the word.
So stupid. I do not remember it being windy. Also, this was the creepiest thing about it. The sound moved around. I would hear it seemingly getting closer to my house and then move away again. It also came from different directions of the backyard. This is so scary that it was outside. This would happen for literal hours until I got too freaked out and decided to go to bed. After that time, I think I heard it on occasion a couple more times, but it lasted no longer than 10 minutes or so. This whole thing is such a mystery to me, because even the explanation of someone walking around the house does not make sense, as our backyard was mostly grass, plants, and gravel, with the exception of some brick flooring, which is not too close to my bedroom. This means the sound could not have been produced from someone walking around. I wonder if there's a type of animal that makes the sound. That seems like the most plausible explanation, but I can't seem to think of any animal that could produce some sort of clicking sound. Also, I have not lived in the house for 4 years, so it's even harder to figure out now. Someone said pipes, and they linked the video. Let's listen to this.
Oh. Or like a washing machine?
This does sound like...
pipe, or can you want to know?
If you have a noisy pipe.
It does kind of sound similar.
It does. And especially, was it their house or just like an apartment they rented?
It's a house. And he said, he said, this seems like the most probable theory so far, but it doesn't explain how I never heard these noises during the day.
True. And he said it was coming from outside.
I know, but maybe he thought it was.
I don't know, because I'm not exploring my house if I hear that.
Neither. You know, Nikki, I was just with Nikki the other day, and she says she's that type of girl to, like, go explore if she hears something.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I feel like Martha is, too. Not me.
I'm putting the covers over my head and pretending
I'm dead. If I can get up and lock my bedroom door quick, I'll do that.
I'm running out of the house if I can. I am not the person to explore. I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of here.
I'm such a scaredy cat.
Me too. Someone said a bat.
Oh, or like, I wonder, like, squirrels in the attic or something like that. Chipmunks?
There's another video.
Oh my god, somebody... It's like a echoey bat. What's scarier, having ghosts in your house or bats in your attic?
I think bats are cute, so I wouldn't mind having bats in my attic. They're like
Would you mind having rabies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
But they're like sky puppies and they're cute, so it's fine.
They are so fucking cute. They're like little black cats.
Oh my god, speaking of fat, remember a few years ago I told you about that woodchuck that my ex kicked?
No?
Remember it chased Eddie around the yard?
No, not really.
Okay, so this is kind of off topic, guys. Sorry, but there was this woodchuck. My dog Eddie is thinks everything and everyone is a friend. Not a predator at all. Will not attack anything. I could never imagine him chasing anything. Mm-hmm. So we took him out. Me and my ex took him out in the backyard. We went inside, and then I saw through the window he was face to face like this with like about this size woodchuck. Mm-hmm. So I started panicking because I could see the woodchuck started chasing Eddie around.
Oh my god.
So I was like, he's gonna get bit, we're gonna have to go to the vet. And so my ex ran outside and didn't know what to do and just kind of like kicked the woodchuck with his foot. Uh-huh. And the woodchuck hit against the fence and it literally went, ee! And it like fell over. And I was like, oh my god, you fucking killed it. Like I was like screaming and crying. But then it got up and walked away, so it was just playing dead. Well, I haven't seen this woodchuck. It's been like 5 years. Fat fucking woodchuck in my yard. I would assume it's the same one. This thing's fucking huge. Triple the size. big boy. And I have a huge hole in my backyard. Giant hole.
Uh-huh.
I think he lives there.
Wow.
But very cute.
Do woodchucks live that long?
I don't know. Or a family member.
Yeah. Could be a relative, a cousin.
But I'm okay with the woodchuck living there. I'm not growing anything.
Yeah,
Eating my grass. I don't care.
I'm only growing wildflowers. I have a basil plant that's probably not going to grow. But I throw, like, fruit and vegetables that are about to go bad. Not, like, onions and shit, because I don't think animals can eat those. But just out to the squirrels and the chipmunks in my yard.
I mean, I do want to cover the giant fucking hole in my yard, which we have covered that giant hole. This hole's been, like, a reoccurring thing. Mm-hmm. And it just keeps coming through because it's huge.
Wow.
I love him.
Yeah. Then don't cover up his house.
Maybe I should make like little decorations around it.
You should. You should put like a little fence around it.
Cute.
I wonder if you'd eat it.
Me?
No, I wonder if the woodchuck would eat the little fence.
I thought you were saying, I wonder if I...
Are you hungry?
I thought you were saying I would eat the woodchuck. What am I hearing right now?
GD breathing.
So yeah, anyway...
I think...
I want to keep this woodchuck as a pet, but I think it probably has like rabies or something, right? Do woodchucks carry them?
I don't know. Anyways, back to the story. I wonder if... I don't know. I would be fucking scared and glad that that was 4 years ago and no longer...
I think the only reasonable explanation is someone's walking around with tap shoes in your backyard.
That's probably it.
I think that there's a
and maybe like tap shoes on their hands and their feet, and they're just on all fours jumping around.
That's actually so scary. Imagine that at like 1 a.m. That's fucking terrifying. A fucking person on all fours with tap shoes on. Oh my God.
That's kind of scary.
Hell no. That's the work of the fucking devil, bitch. That's scary as fuck.
And they like see.
Okay.
Hi, Gigi. Just a show for everyone who's watching video. And then they see, you like can like barely see it in like the back of the yard. Comes galloping up to your like video ring doorbell.
Oh my God, stop. This is scary.
And it's in black and white.
I'm just picturing it like jumping. Like a fucking horse. I think that's the only explanation.
I think so too.
All right, okay,
it's
we solved it.
Only logic.
We solved it for you, don't worry.
Okay. All right, so this next one is coming from Legal. The title is, Did My Friend Murder His Wife?
Oh my God. I wasn't expecting that.
Okay, so this is a story. Last year...
This is a story.
Last year, I graduated from a substance abuse court program. Although I still stay in close contact with the alumni and current group participants, shortly after graduating, there was a man that pled in who first... Shortly after graduating, there was a man that pled in who at first seemed completely normal. But after a month or so, he disclosed to the group that when he was younger, he was wrongfully accused of murdering his wife. I don't know the whole story. But according to him, he came home from work and found his wife had been murdered. He then called the police, and the police quickly arrested him and charged him with the murder. However, after a long trial and a long time of incarceration, he was eventually acquitted. But this is where things get weird. Apparently, since his acquittal, he has spent over 10 years in prison. His explanation is that the police are upset and embarrassed by his defense during the trial, so they're all out to get him. While totally plausible, this could also be a continued pattern of criminal behavior, except this time the police aren't going to let him get away. Apparently, his wife's remaining family successfully sued him in wrongful death suit for the amount of $30 million. He says that he spent all the money on lawyers for his criminal trial and nothing left to defend himself against the civil suit. Again, extremely plausible. But it's also equally plausible that the police simply fumbled the criminal case, which only left the family with the option to come after him in a civil case. And if all the evidence was there, then it makes sense why he would lose. But honestly, for me, the most disturbing piece of evidence is his entire demeanor about the whole thing and how he retells it. First, he in no way acts like somebody who shockingly stumbled upon the murdered body of his beloved wife. He talks about finding his wife's body the same way someone would talk about finding a door that they accidentally left unlocked. almost as if zero emotional trauma occurred. He even said it mid-laugh, like, ha, yeah, I found her dead body just 5 minutes before that, and he never, ever talks about his wife. I'm divorced, and I talk about my ex all the time. My grandma died in a car accident, and my grandpa talks about her all the time. This guy hasn't even said his wife's name before. The only time he mentions her is when he talks about finding her dead. And even then, it's always my beautiful wife, never Sharon or Kelly. I don't know. I don't have a lot to compare it to. It just feels very rehearsed. Also, he seems far more upset about how the police treated him than he does at his wife's supposed murder. He frequently mocks the police involved in the case, reminding us of all how much he and his lawyer made them out to look like idiots during the trial. She's just staring at you.
I know, I was looking at her.
His anger and spite towards the police are palpable, but he said zero about the killer. Even though he claims to know who the killer is, I just feel like if my wife was murdered, I would be on a mission to make her killer pay. This guy said, oh, I know who killed my wife, and says it's someone who used to work with her, but nothing more about it. However, he will go into detail about the detectives on the case and discuss them by name. And lastly, there's just something very creepy about this guy overall. He's a little short, fat guy in his 50s, but calls all the younger, attractive women in the program baby girl.
Oh.
And he's way too motivated to help the young female drug addicts, if you know what I mean. Always offering a room or a couch to sleep on, but I don't think he's ever offered the same to any of the men in the program. That is fucking creepy. I don't know. I know I sound pretty judgmental, but I haven't been to share my feelings with anyone in the program. Being an alumni, I have to be very careful when it comes to getting involved. I want a good rapport with the counselors and the judge, but can see how throwing out accusations might get myself banned from attending group activities. Alumni participation is a privilege, and I don't want to lose that. I hope he didn't kill her. I really do. Although, I think he may have actually murdered his wife. If you're, wrongfully accused of a crime, don't you... This is going to sound so ignorant because I don't know what I'm talking about, but don't you win, a bunch of money?
I think sometimes if they, sue the cops...
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever watched... Don't know what it's called, I forgot. I could probably look it up. On Netflix, they had, a documentary type series, but every episode was about a different case, and it was people that were wrongfully incarcerated. It's so fucking good, and it's so fucked up how far cops will go to,
not look like idiots.
Yeah, they will literally interrogate someone to the point where they, break, and they just...
Yeah, yeah.
Just, because you would think as us, we would never be I would never admit to a crime I didn't do.
Then they give them, a plea deal and stuff.
Well, they give you, a 48-hour interrogation to the point where
they,
you, start to believe that you did. You're like, oh, did I?
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
Everyone go watch that. It's called...
I mean, they do say the husband always does it. The husband did it.
The Innocence Files? I think that's what it's called.
I'll go into the comments while you keep looking. But
I think that's what it's called. I don't know.
So, the top comment is, do you know his full name? You might be able to find articles about the case or even, a podcast. Not illegal, another comment, not a legal analyst, but this is a normal O.J. Simpson type of murder. Even though he was acquitted, the pattern of a pathological control and narcissism that led to commit the crime initially has led him to continue to reoffend and be reincarcerated. The narcissism has led him to believe that he is being targeted instead of taking responsibility for his offenses. The narcissism also leads him to claim that he has special insight on the crime and the killer, which he does, as it's him. You may remember OJ was insistent he could help catch the killer in LA. The obsessive focus on the case and resentment of detectives are a characteristic of controlling personality, to say nothing of his lack of emotion. You have zero evidence he did it. However, if I had to put money on it, well, ...
Well, isn't that typically always the case when it comes to these types of things? It's always the husband, right?
Well, yeah, most of the time.
Or
someone's just saying they don't put people in prison for 10 years for being acquitted, right. Move on with your life. There's no legal issue here. Oh, other people are saying he said the 10 plus years was for other charges. He didn't go to, OP said he didn't go to prison for being acquitted. He went to prison for picking up additional charges after his acquittal. I guess I can see how that can be confusing. Also, quote unquote, move on with your life. If someone near your close group of friends violently murdered their spouse and never got punished for it, wouldn't you want to know? Yeah. Oh my God, the person commented back, not really. It isn't any of my goddamn business. I would need to know. I would not want to be around that person.
Not any of my goddamn business. It kind of is.
I mean, yeah, if they're involved with if a murderer was involved with my friends or like people I work with or care about.
He did it.
Yep, your coworker did it.
Who would be the suspect then? She was just murdered?
Yeah, and like obviously it happened a long time ago, but I was gonna say like if he was in prison for 10 years for that and then got proved to be innocent, maybe it like really fucked up his psyche, and that's why he acts like this and doesn't say her name, but I don't know. Obviously it's for different crimes that he committed.
I don't know.
Maybe he like didn't even murder his wife. Maybe he's some crazy pathological liar and just likes to make up this story.
Yeah, maybe it's not even real. Maybe he's like, I'm a boring person. I need to make myself seem more interesting.
People who do that and they just like bury themselves in shit like that are so funny.
I know someone like that. All right, let's go move on to something a little more lighthearted. This one's coming from wedding shaming. Relatives offended because our wedding made them feel cheap. Just to give some context, my wife and I are very fortunate to both make 6 figures. We had lived together for a year before our engagement and wedding, so we had already had the household stuff we needed and didn't really want to ask for more. For our wedding, we purposely didn't have a registry in our invitation. We specifically said, gifts are not required. Your presence is the greatest present. We did this to minimize the expenses for our guests, hoping as many of our friends and family would come celebrate with us as possible. We did have a card box at the reception table for guests to write well wishes and slide their cards in. Apparently, some of my wife's relatives thought this was a subtle way to ask for money, so they felt obligated to put cash and checks in the envelopes. Afterwards, my wife and I overheard them complaining to my mother-in-law that it made them feel cheap, like the wedding was a fundraiser or a transaction. What? My wife almost bursted into tears, so I stepped over and clarified that money was not asked or wanted. I offered them to give them their envelopes back so they could remove their money. They refused since what is done is done. Made the entire wedding awkward. Made me feel like no good deed goes unpunished.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that normal for weddings?
What?
To give cards full of money?
Yeah, I mean, they're asking for no money. They're saying it's not necessary, but they put, like, there's still going to be people who want to give you money, but you can... I think their message was, we're not expecting anything. We just want you guys to come have a good time and celebrate our marriage. But they still put a card box out. Because if someone wants to give me money, I'm going to take it.
Right. But I thought that was the whole, not the whole point of getting married, but I thought that was a big thing. People give you money.
Yeah, it is. That's I feel like why people get married.
Yeah, I got a fuck ton of money when I got married.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks to my rich aunts. One of the comments said, I kind of did this. Shortly before my wedding, I got into it with a wealthy relative who was voting for Trump. He was unsurprisingly an asshole about it. So I donated most of his generous wedding gift to voting rights charities.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That's so funny. I went to a wedding, and I worked with the girl, and she told me after that they had a fireplace at their house and they were throwing out envelopes and wrapping paper and shit from the wedding into the fire, and they fucking threw in a $400 Home Depot gift card on accident.
Oh my God.
It was a wedding gift.
What do you do? Do you call the people that
I'm sure they could have done something.
I'm sure they could reissue it if you remembered who gave it to you.
Yeah.
Hey, can you call and get a new one?
Yeah, I was like, oh God, that must be such a guilty feeling. You literally
My heart
burned.
would fucking sink.
I wouldn't even care about losing the gift card. I would just feel like a fucking asshole. Obviously it's an accident. Accidents happen, but RIP $400 to fucking Home Depot.
I just can't believe someone would say a card box at a wedding. Have you ever been to a wedding before?
And, like, even if you don't give money, you can still give them a fucking card.
The congratulations card.
Yeah. Those people are, I think, just insecure. They're just wearing their insecurities on their sleeve. I don't know why. Like, I just let people get married and do their wedding the fucking way they want to, because it's their wedding and their day. And if you don't agree, just keep your fucking mouth shut.
Or just don't go.
And how dare you say shit in front of the fucking wife? Like, don't... Oops. If you're gonna talk shit, do it, like, after, to not the people getting married.
Don't go to weddings. Yeah, I'm wedding shaming your wedding guests. They're assholes.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, Lottie. Why are you the cutest girl I've ever met?
Oh.
Lottie, don't do that. Oh, Pete, I'm sorry that your relatives are assholes.
They sound like the relative is with a mother-in-law. That's scary.
Oh, this was the mother-in-law?
The mother-in-law said that.
Oh my
and the
God.
wife's relative said that. Ooh. Also, what do you do for work to make 6 figures?
Yeah, what do you guys do? I would just probably make them feel like shit after. Yeah, because, you know, petty revenge. I love that stuff. All right. So this next story is coming from Today I Fucked Up. Seems to be my favorite at the moment. Title is Today I Fucked Up. I Almost Burned Down My Airbnb. A group of friends and I, 20s female and non-binary, are staying at an Airbnb celebrating quote-unquote drunk Easter after one of us moved cross-country. It's a lot of cooking, eating, and drinking in whatever month we're all free. We picked this Airbnb because it seemed to have a good grill setup. Many grills, a smoker, a huge deck in a backyard, etc. Perfect for a long weekend. When we arrived and checked out the Airbnb, we found 2 desiccated hot dogs in the back of the grill. But in the spirit of drunk Easter, we persevered. After marinating everything, 2 of us tried our best to clean a very neglected grill. The Airbnb had signs everywhere on what we can and cannot do. Fair enough, we appreciated a clear instruction. However, there were 0 instructions on the grill. We were set up to spend an hour waiting for the charcoal grill to heat up. To our surprise, it burst into flames 3 seconds after lighting the fire. Thanks, grease. We closed the grill with a large umbrella just for the back of the grill to start on fire and dripping flaming grease onto the wooden deck. The grill was maybe 2 feet from the house. One of us ran the house looking for a fire extinguisher, and there was none. We were ready to call 911, but the fire was quickly under control. When we messaged the Airbnb host saying something along the lines of, everything is under control, we tried our best to clean the grill beforehand, but a huge grease fire erupted, and this needs to be taken care of, or in the future, the house will be burned down. He responded with, sorry, no other guests have ever cleaned the grill, and my cleaners missed it. This grill has clearly never been cleaned in its life. We moved everything to the oven, which wouldn't go higher than 375 degrees. Time to pray to drunk Easter gods and repent us for our sins. We ate food with our hands because there were only 2 forks after starting the day with 8.
What the fuck?
Yeah, just another sacrifice to the drunk Easter gods. The owner didn't seem too concerned.
No, he said, "Oh, sorry." What?
I would be freaking the fuck out.
I'd be on my way there.
The top comment is, most chill Airbnb owner of all time.
Right.
I wonder if the owner is just waiting for his party house to disappear so he can collect the insurance.
No, that's funny.
Dude hung up and was like, fuck, now I gotta buy more grease to pack into the grill. That's so funny. Well, I get scared of Airbnbs after, like, watching that movie, The Rental. Even though, what was it called, The Rental? That movie was so dumb, but I'm just always like, you see all this shit on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, about, like, 2-way mirrors and cameras and everything. And
it's scary. It's scary out here.
But Airbnbs are a better alternative than hotels.
I don't know. I went to an Airbnb in Montreal, and I wish that I was in a fucking hotel. Sometimes they can be a nightmare. Unless you, like, know the people you're renting from.
Well, I'm glad that was not a fucking crisis.
Can you imagine burning down an Airbnb?
Oh my god.
There's this one guy on TikTok, and he has an Airbnb, and he shows, like, how people just, like, destroy it.
I've seen that.
And he cleans it up. People just put garbage in the oven. Like, all these spots I would not think to check while I'm cleaning, he, like, knows to check them.
That's just, like, why wouldn't you just
Clean it?
at least leave it? If you're not going to clean it, just leave it where it's supposed to be.
It's crazy. Oh my God, someone said this happened to them and the dried tree above the grill caught fire too. My friend Dylan, his grill is really close to his house, like not even like a foot away basically. You like basically walk on the back deck, it's tiny, you stand there, there's the grill. And sometimes the flame gets so big on that thing, I'm like, ooh, scary.
My grill's pretty close to my house too. But I don't use it very often.
Yeah, that's really fucking scary. I'm glad that didn't result in something worse, OP.
Yeah. Okay. My next one is coming from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for telling my wife that my stipulations for staying married are a new bed immediately? She has to move the old one out. I'm Matt. I'm 35 years old and my wife is 31. Her name is Kimberly. We have no kids but one.
Matt and Kim.
That's funny. We have no kids but one on the way, which is how this whole fiasco started. We've been together 9 years and have been actively trying for the past 3 to 4. She became pregnant around Christmas time, but I was a little suspicious because we had been pretty busy during that time and didn't have a lot of sex, honestly. So it struck me a little odd, but it wasn't until late in January after, admittedly, I snooped through her phone and I found out that I'm not the only horse in the race, if you know what I mean.
Uh-oh.
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 The other guy isn't somebody I know beyond a first name basis, but he's around, and I didn't read their whole conversation. But I was seeing flirty messages from as far back as 2023. It has been well over a year. Kim and I are in marriage counseling, and I agreed on it on the basis that she would tell me word for word how the affair started, when her first one was, and that I wanted to be there when her days with this guy were over. To be very clear, we've had a DNA analysis done. I am the father. I made that a day one stipulation, basically the moment I moved back in. Our most recent appointments were this past Monday and Friday. Monday, Kim expressed to myself and our therapist that she has missed having me sleep with her. She was getting sad and alone, and with how cold some nights were. I have told her before I'll think about coming back upstairs if she picks out a new bed. I said it again Monday. She kind of got impatient, but I threatened to tell the therapist the full reason why I don't want any part of that bed or mattress, and she very, very quickly conceded. Until Friday, she again fiercely fought back against it. She claims that she loves that bed and had so many good memories on it. Keep in mind when she says this, she says it with this almost promiscuous tone. Whatever it is, I don't like it. The problem is, the other guy, as I've come to find out, also had some good memories on that bed. I won't get into specifically why, because I promise you don't want specifics, but just know I have my reasons for that being so unconditional. So I told her yesterday flat out that if she wants me in bed again, it's a new bed. In that mattress, I want to see it burn. There's just some comfort I would take in seeing that thing turn into ashes. We're supposed to be starting over. She's mad because I don't want to help her move it out back, but I straight up don't want to touch it. It's her mess to deal with. Like I promised her, if I have to, I will puke. So she's airing this out to people we know, telling them I'm lazy, telling them I'm being dramatic or whatnot. And I'm getting my fair few messages, some supportive, most not, about the version she told. I reminded her that she can have somebody else do it. I don't expect a pregnant woman to move and disassemble heavy furniture herself. I just refuse to do that for her when it's her fault, as in, irrefutably, with screenshots as evidence. Her fault, any of this happened. And I don't want to rub it in anymore. Ever since the DNA results came back in March, I haven't rubbed my faithfulness into her at all. I have improved. I think the least that she can do is have her dad, her brother, or hazmat crew come in here and get rid of that thing, while myself and her pick a new one out. Personally, I feel like that's fair. I'll pay anybody who needs to be paid. I'm paying for the new one. Even our therapist said that's probably the best way going forward, and she said that the attachment might just be hormonal. But my wife has been irate today, and it's over getting a new bed, which, at least from what my friends and brother have told me, most women and most people in general would be ready to celebrate for. Independently of the ughness, a new bed is just a good freaking idea. But my wife is dragging her feet with it. But it's not my job to plan it. It's her bed as of now, not ours. What do I do? Am I the asshole? Am I just massively overthinking this? Also, I'll be happy to answer any questions. I'm well aware this post is weird. I was originally going to post this yesterday, but held off in some hopes that Kim would get past it and put some kind of plan together. She doesn't seem keen on doing that, and now I'm just in a really weird gray area. Is this that out of line of me?
No. I would refuse to sleep in that bed. Are you kidding me?
I want to know what these...
She fucked the other guy in their bed.
I know, but he's making it seem like it's a lot worse. Like, I don't even want to get into specifics.
I mean, to some people, that is, like...
I know, but, like, is it worse? She said, like, a hazmat crew and, like, a fucking...
Maybe he's dramatic. Maybe they filmed OnlyFans in there.
I'm thinking he, like, pissed on her.
Oh, maybe. Maybe the comments have something?
The top comment has a report on it, actually. You're in couples therapy, but not telling the therapist about the affair. How do you think that's going to work out?
Oh, they're not telling the therapist about the affair?
No.
I missed that part. That's crazy. That's like what you're wasting your money.
Plus, when you get a new mattress and, like, say you go to, like, a mattress store.
Don't they take your old one?
Yeah, don't they take your old one.
If they live in this country.
Reading between the lines, I think they told the therapist about her affair, but not specific sex acts, which made the mattress gross.
I wonder what it could be.
Everyone's the asshole. Just get a divorce already. If she can't lose the bed, she's not going to lose her affair partners either.
Yeah, if she's making a big deal out of a bed, she clearly doesn't care much about the marriage. People just, like, will die on hills that I don't understand.
It's one thing to, like, try going to couples counseling, whatever, but she won't get rid of the mattress that she cheated on her husband with because it has good memories.
Yeah. It's a
What?
fucking bed.
It has good memories of you getting riled by your fucking...
Not husband?
Right. Someone said, you're the asshole for staying with her. She obviously has no respect for you and your marriage. You're the asshole, but only because you refuse to acknowledge that your wife isn't worth trying to fix this mess. And just fucking end it. This has to be fake, someone says. OP is not responding, even though OP said, I'll answer any questions.
Yeah, because I want to know what...
He has negative 94 comment.
Everyone must think it's fake.
He has negative 84 karma on this comment.
It's a comment, like, on the post?
Yeah.
He's probably like, well, you know, I cheated on her first, but...
So, he's responding to another comment. The comment is, not the asshole. She destroyed your marriage in the bed with her affair. She needs to take responsibility for her actions, and getting a new bed is the least of her problems. She portrayed you on so many levels and doesn't seem remorseful of her actions. So OP responds and says, thank you. I read this after I talked to her, but I did ask her whether she even wanted our relationship fixed as much as I did. Our talk took a couple of hours and she didn't come around to the idea. I asked her if there was another reason she is so attached to the bed and she maintains it was the good memories. And it is the bed that we put together when we moved in. I do believe her when she says that. But I also told her if she wants us to continue with the marriage, she has to prove we both want it equally. I told her part of that is that the bed has to go. And that I had good memories with it too. But I had to essentially tell her that I also had bad experiences with it now, while she doesn't. She came to understand that, and we agreed that she'll be finding somebody to move it out. The deal is she will arrange for it to be moved, and she can pick out our next one. I know it sounds a little weak sauce to let her pick, but I think it's harmless. I want a new bed, and I'm not picky about that stuff. And I think it's an important dynamic for her to have a say in things, too. I'm doing
she had a say in things.
I'm doing it because I trust her to. And I think showing it will help motivate her into closing the gap again. This is a good advice. I do believe she wants to recover as much as I do, but I also want to be patient with her because she's going through a whole different shitstorm in the exact same story as me while pregnant. I am secure. I can leave if she comes up short again, but I am doing this because I believe she can step up and she wants to. She's expressed it to me and everybody else, and not insincerely either. She's just in a whirlwind. Yes, self-inflicted, but yes, she's still in it. And as her husband, I trust her when she says that she wants to fix this and needs to.
And that's why I got downvoted.
Bro, yeah, negative 84.
Delulu.
This is crazy. She does not give a fuck about you.
No.
Over a bed.
Yeah, if someone's giving you that much grief over a bed, I don't know, she probably wishes she wasn't fucking pregnant with your kid.
Bro, just leave.
Yeah. That
Leave her.
sucks that she's pregnant, though, dude. Throwing kids into this just makes it so fucking complicated.
Just lie and say it was the other guys.
Yeah, get, like, the DNA people to lie.
Yeah. And say, oh, it's your problem now. Anyway.
I wonder how they did the DNA test, though. Like, did she do the DNA test and she goes, oh, yeah, it came back you? Or did he, like, actually, like, see the results? And
Well,
what if she took the other guy's DNA and ran it?
Well, it seems like this guy's like, whatever you say, sweetie. So.
Yeah. Kind of like, it reminds me of the Disney guy.
Yeah, definitely. Like, just
I wonder what's going on with them.
I know. I haven't heard about the Disney. Speaking of Disney, do you know who the plus size park hoppers are?
Yes.
I love them. Why does everyone hate them? I love them. They're happy
funny.
fat people.
I know. They are just happy.
Anyway, sorry. I fell into a rabbit hole of them and I couldn't stop watching their videos. So I'm like, oh, will she fit?
Okay. OP, I don't know if you're the asshole. I think you're like an idiot. I think you're dumb and in love.
I think everyone sucks.
Yes, I agree. Everyone sucks. So next story is coming from AITAH. The title is AITA for refusing to comply by my ex-wife's husband's rules about what my kids can eat when they go to their mom's house. My ex-wife and I, both in our 30s, divorced 7 years ago. We have 2 boys together, ages 8 and 9. My ex-wife remarried 2 years ago, and her husband brought his daughter and son into the marriage. About 5 months after they got married, my ex's husband sent me a list of foods I could not feed my kids because his daughter is allergic. And whenever the boys are at their house, his daughter struggles with her allergies. He said he heard it from my kids' mouth that they eat those things when they're with me. He said anyone coming into their home needs to avoid these foods and that I must cut them from my kids' diets when they're at my house, which was every other week this time. This includes peanut butter, eggs, cheese, strawberries, and chocolate. At first, I thought it was a joke, but I got an email from this man the next time my kids went to their mom's house, berating me for not complying with his orders. Then my ex-wife tried to sue me for custody or for it to be placed in the court-ordered custody agreement that our boys do not eat those things.
Oh my God.
She lost the case on both counts. The judge told them they could not decide on what I feed my kids. So for the past year, my ex has not taken her parenting time with our kids. Her husband is not okay with them being there if they've eaten those things at my house. He said his daughter could die, and even if it's not that bad, she should not be made uncomfortable because a grown man's child with a petty grudge would not comply with keeping a child safe out of spite for the new father in the kids' lives. My ex blames me for not being a mom to our kids. She told me all I need to do was follow the list, that everyone has to, and that she's already had some family members refuse. Our boys miss their mom, but not their mom's house. I have tried to plan for them to see each other, but she won't lead or drive here. She doesn't want to see them if they're not in her house for her custody time. They're not welcome while they eat those foods. I'm not depriving them of that stuff because this man orders me to. I have my boys in custody because of this madness. My ex didn't handle that too well, and she told me I'm being a dick and alienating her from her kids. She told me to follow the rules and to let the boys have both of us. I just want to see what others outside of the equation will think. I have support from others, but these people know me. Am I the asshole? So the top comment is what I was thinking. I mean, I'm not well versed in allergies, but the top comment is the daughter licking your sons?
I know, like, I don't understand.
Does the dad think they sweat allergies? I don't see how there could be any cross-contamination unless your kids go over with unless your kids go over with cheeks full of contraband like chipmunks. How do they handle her going to school? Please report to the courts that the mom isn't taking her time so that you can get full custody and child support, not the asshole. Making sure they don't take allergens over is one thing. Trying to control what your sons eat when they are not there is insane.
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
Someone said, sounds like new husband has a method for getting rid of other people's kids in a relationship and it worked. It's weird.
I just thought of something I did when I was a kid. I'm such a fucking asshole. I don't know why I did this. I was literally in like second grade or like third grade. I was like a kid.
Okay.
And I was sitting at lunch with like somebody who was allergic to peanut butter.
And you threw peanuts at them?
No, but I had a jar of peanut butter. It was like a little thing, and I was like, ooh, like in her face. And I got in so much trouble for it.
Well, yeah, you could go into anaphylactic shock.
I don't know, why did I do that?
Because you're a fucking kid and you didn't know better.
I was like, look at the peanut butter. Oh, is it gonna kill you?
This is insane. Like, okay, maybe if the dad was like really anxious and was like, the night before you come over, maybe just like stop 24 hours before you be at the house.
That's crazy too, though. Like, girl, what?
I know. I don't know. I'm an anxious person, so I think it's gonna
happen.
I don't know. Maybe just brush your fucking teeth and wash your hands when you get in the house.
Wash your hands at least. Yeah, that's something.
Also, what a random list. Like, I know people can be really allergic to peanut butter, eggs, obviously dairy, strawberries though. I mean, it's just such a random list. And it's like, why does the mom's literally picking her new husband's side instead of being like, you're fucking nuts. Like, stick up for your kids, bitch.
How allergic are they to strawberries?
I know. That's like, I want to see like a comment in here that's like, I'm actually this allergic to something.
People are like deathly allergic to peanut butter and like, but like strawberries? Are you really gonna like fucking go into anaphylactic shock from strawberries?
Anaphylactic?
But I know like you can break out in hives and shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they say, I wonder if the ex-wife has a daughter certain days. If she does, the boys can go to the house those days. No, they can't. They'll get strawberry crumbs everywhere.
Strawberry seeds that are being lying in their skin pores.
Yeah, I think the dad's on a fucking power trip.
I think the dad's a little kooky crazy.
This comment, the phrase for what the new father in the kid's life is what gives it away. No, dude, sorry. You are not their new father. Yeah. They have a father who is very involved indeed. They don't need another one. That's not your role here. Stepfathers can absolutely fill father roles. I've known plenty of wonderful men who have done just that. But it never involves trying to push an actual father out of the way, and it certainly doesn't involve demented power plays like this. I don't think he's even trying to push the dad out of the way. I think he's trying to get the kids out of the way. This is crazy. I don't think OP's the asshole, obviously.
No, not at all.
But it like also sucks that it's like fucking up their relationship with their mom. Like, ooh, oh my gosh, they just scared my cat. It sucks that it's fucking up their relationship with their mom because they're not seeing her, but the mom is making that choice, not the kids or the dad. My good girl.
Gigi showing you her hole.
She's like, okay, sorry.
Hello, G. Hello.
So this comment says, sounds like new husband's using these absurd diet restrictions to isolate mom. I understand banning those foods in the home, but to think, like, is nobody allowed over their house if they have ever eaten those foods? Like,
there's like a questionnaire before you walk in on the clipboard. Have you eaten strawberries? Check yes or no.
Ever. I understand banning those foods in the home, but to think what others eat outside of the home will also cause an allergic reaction is just bonkers. That's not how that works. OP needs to go back to the courts and get this documented that mom is refusing parenting time and file for full custody for child support. Mom is a spineless coward who is allowing nonsense to be an excuse to not be with her own children. Ooh. She made her choice. The kids are not going to forget this. And that's like exactly what I'm thinking. Like, the kids will not forget this. What are you sniffing, Miss Lottie? OP responded to me, it appears he is doing it to isolate everyone, not just my ex, because his kids can't have people over either if they won't follow his rules, unless he's really just that extreme about stopping any potential reaction. I wonder if he could reach out to new daddy's ex-wife and be like, is it really that serious?
Yeah, he just sounds crazy.
Yeah, I think he's a crazy stepdad. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to Yapville episode 35. Crazy.
Crazy.
All right, guys, we love you. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and share with a friend. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Tuesday.